Hello, hello, hello. All right, we had to double check, make sure that I was live. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Kudos to you and pat on the back for joining me for another live stream on today. My prayer for you is that God continues to shine his light on you, his grace and mercy and abundance steadily follow you all the days of your life. All right, so um I've been going live, guys, and my settings was set to private. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna have to go back on and change my settings and post those to live. All right, give me one moment. I want to go live on TikTok also. I mean Instagram. Alrighty. I don't know why these things are so hard. All right, let me make sure my volume is up. All right, so today we are going to continue the conversation about Trump and his tariffs, and I'm going to read a couple news articles and check Twitter. I don't know if you guys were trading earlier today, but we had a nice little spike. Oh, excuse me. Why are you asking me what my birthday is? Let me not do this on live. Give me 1 second. I thought I was already signed into Twitter on my computer. Let's log in and see what they talking about. Hey Andy, how you doing? Okay, so let's check Trump's social, his Twitter. I heard something about he tweeted this morning and that's what made Nas and SPX buy. Today's the third, 9 hours ago. I just spoke with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. It was a very friendly conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States. These soldiers will be specifically designated to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal migrants into our country. We further agreed to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for a 1 month period during which we will have negotiations headed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Treasury Scott uh, Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard. Give me 1 second. Hey, hey, you don't see me sightseeing? Can you please turn it down? I'm trying to stream. I don't know. It's probably in the dishwasher. Okay. Apparently wrestling is going on downstairs. Okay. Treasury Scott, Secretary of Commerce, and all these other people. So looks like they're trying to come to an agreement with Mexico, which is good. I did not look at what is it? Mexican USD, Mexican peso, USD. What? Give me all for it. I know it's not just okay. Here we go. So what happened with that? Ooh. So price completely dropped for that. Alrighty, and then so it's Mexico, Canada, and there was a third one. China. So it looks like they're coming to an agreement with Mexico, which is good. Um, Canada, they trying to be nasty already. We'll find that article. Let's see. This morning I ordered a precision military airstrike on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists he recruited and led in Somalia. Mm. Why are you attacking Somalia, Trump? Okay. Let's see. Canada had a clapback. Okay, Trump agrees to 30-day pause on tariffs against Mexico and Canada. Okay, so Canada, was it China who had a clapback? China tariffs. 1 day, 12 hours ago. Trump agrees to pause. That's Canada and Mexico. 3 hours ago. Let's see what happened 3 hours ago. Trump speaks with China's after hiking tariffs. Trump will speak with China President, whatever his name is. Trump spokesperson says setting up a major diplomatic exchange as the world's two largest economies seek a deal that could avert a broader trade war. Trump on Saturday ordered sweeping tariffs goods on Mexico, Canada, and China. Trump backed away from his threat to impose steep tariffs on Mexico and Canada on Monday, but U.S. tariffs on China were still due to take effect within hours. The call will be Trump and China's president's first known talk since Trump took office January 20th. And it happened in the next couple of days. Mm, this isn't really telling us anything. Okay, let's see. Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico after they pledged to boost border enforcement. Okay, so we just read that about Mexico boosting border enforcement. What is Canada doing? The pause provided a cool down period after tumultuous few days. They put North America on the cusp of a trade war that risks crushing economic growth, causing prices to soar, and ending two of the United States' most critical partnerships. I'm very pleased with this initial outcome, and the tariff announced on Saturday will be a pause for a 30-day period to see whether or not a final economic deal with Canada can be structured. Trump posted on social media, fairness for all. Canadian Prime Minister posted Monday afternoon on X. Oh, okay, let's see about this Canadian Prime Minister. I just log out of Twitter. Twitter. It's still it's Twitter in my mind. Golly, just sign in. The account being added is already logged in. Right. So just take me to it. I thought I was signed in. Okay, well while that's doing that. Posted Monday afternoon on X that the pause would occur while we work together, saying that his government would name a fentanyl Caesar lists Mexican cartels are terrorist groups and a launch a Canada-U.S. joint strike force. The pause followed a similar move with Mexico that allows for a period of negotiations over drug smuggling and illegal immigration. The 10% tariff that Trump ordered on China is still set to go into effect this schedule on Tuesday, which was today, through Trump plan to talk, though Trump plans to talk with Chinese President. Yeah, they're not. They don't have any updated nothing. Why is X still trying to log in? Okay. Mm, let's see. I was like, where's Wall Street Journal, New York Times? Here we go. Canada. They're just talking about Canada. Okay, so we know Mexico and Canada has agreed to delay, but what's going on with China? See, that's 14 hours ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago. I don't see anything recent on these China tariffs, but we do know that Canada and Mexico is on a 30-day pause. So we'll see. Um, let's see. When is the call? Hey. Right now I'm trying to see what's going on with China and these Trump tariffs. So I just saw that Mexico and Canada has come to an agreement with Trump and they're putting their tariffs on pause for the next 30 days. But I'm trying to see what's going on with China. Okay, so this was 2 hours ago, but it's still not telling anything. So I guess we'll see as the week goes by what goes on with President, what is it, Zai Zhao? All right, so let's mark up these charts. I know when I was looking at just about everything just random looking. It looked like all of the weekly CRT moves played out. So CAT CHF ran the weekly low and the high. That one played out. EuroCAD. EuroCAD ran the low, and it looks like we're sitting in a gap. We're right at a gap, so we can mark up EuroCAD and see what's going on here. All right, so again, I trade the weekly CRT. Right here on the weekly, we have this fair value gap that EuroCAD is sitting on. Then we marked up last week's low and last week's high. And then 50%, hey Tay, and 50% of last week. For some reason, I tried to log into Instagram on Streamlabs so that Instagram could see my chart also, but for some reason, it was giving me a hard time and it was giving me a headache. Like, I've been trying to figure this out since 6:30, and I was like, you know what? I gotta get my daily stream in, so we'll figure it out another day. All right, so EuroCAD left us some liquidity right here. We have clear equal lows on the 4-hour. We have a gap here. I feel like keep pushing forward. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying. We're not gonna let it defeat us. And then it was doing something crazy on Facebook. I think I'm live. And then I've been going live on YouTube for the past couple of days, and it was going to private. So now I got to go back and unmake those private. I was like, oh my goodness, what is really going on? Okay, so there's a fair value gap here on the 4-hour. That's what this line is right here. Ooh, we had a nice bearish move today on EuroCAD. And that's because of all that stuff that's going on with Trump. But since they came to an agreement, let's see what happens. Try it definitely. Long as we try. All right, so this was a 4-hour fair value gap. And then we got a gap here on the hour. It's all kinds of gaps. Gap on the 15-minute. I know I want to see price come back down, but from where, I'm not sure yet because we have so many gaps. So many gaps. All right, so this is our weekly low. This is our weekly 50%. And then up here is our weekly high. And this is our 4-hour fair value gap. It looks nice on the 5-minute too. I'm gonna set an alert here on 50% of this 4-hour, and then we'll see what happens here when it gets here. If it wants to sell from here or if it wants to push up and try to grab here. There's some liquidity here too. So if it gets on top and retest it, let's see. To the 50. See, it's not a 2-to-1. It would depend on what that candle looks like. And that'll only be 28 pips. I would be more interested in selling it from here than buying it. Stop loss above that wick and TP here at liquidity. It's still not a 2 to 1. Euro cat might not be the move. Okay. So then it would technically be here. Okay, that'll work. So I'm gonna move this alert up to the 50% on the 5 minute. And I'm gonna delete this one. All right, I'm gonna mark that yellow and we'll wait to see what happens with that. Did Nas not fill in this gap? Oh, Nas did fill in the gap. So on Nas, we technically didn't get a weekly CRT move because it did not run the low or the high. It didn't run either. So we can still look for Nas weekly CRT move. So we're gonna mark the high and the low of the weekly candle. Have you been? Did you check out Nas this week? And 50%. I know SPX already hit the weekly CRT move. All right, looks like we're in a triangle pattern on Nas. So I see a trend line above and below. Here and here. You see that? Let's fix that. Yeah, I've been waiting until Tuesday, and the past like 2 weeks, wait until Tuesday. I've been missing the entries, but it should be good this week because it hasn't hit yet. Okay, I'm gonna redo it on the 4 hour. Mental Mondays. I caught SBX today, and EJ actually did his thing today too. At a lot of currency pairs, a lot of currency pairs this week already hit 50%. Okay. All right, so this was new week opening gap right here. This is Friday's candle and Monday's candle. So let's see. Let's mark up new week opening gap. Uh-oh. All right, so it looks like price is still on top of new week's opening gap. Yeah, it's definitely a NFP week. Gold even did the weekly CRT move too already. It's been a crazy week already. Okay, so this is where Nas got his buy from this morning. We had this fair value gap right here. And price came up and definitely wanted to see it fill this gap. Now it looks like we currently still have a gap here and here. I'm gonna leave those purple lines. Now SPX had a gap below, and as you can see, we're still trading in the same range, so it's consolidating. Okay, here we go. I know. Yep. Yep, because if you're not in the morning, by the time you get in the afternoon, it's just either a pullback or something. And most of the time, you probably ain't even gonna get no pullback. Uh, uh, ah. Not my phone died. That's funny. Okay, so this is all the markup I'm gonna do on Nas. I see another gap here on the 4 hour, and I kind of want to take that one off. Let me see. What was that? My weekly opening gap, 4 hour. Yeah, that was open gap, and prices on top of that. 1 hour. Hmm. Yep. I'm not sure what the market's gonna do this week. We got a little gap here and some liquidity right here. I hate to mark it up and have all these purple lines, but I need to know. I need to know. So price could come down here and then continue higher, filling all these gaps. Oh yeah, we got a balanced price range here. There's an inversion and a fair value gap here, and it could come up and come out our weekly and then drop. But we shall see what happens. Our price is currently in a gap. We got mad liquidity and mad gaps today. Okay, so I don't want to have all of that, all those lines on my chart. Let's see what's going on with this H4. There's a gap here, and then current gap here. Here and here, right? All right, and the way I'm gonna play Nas this week, the H4 candles instead of the weekly CRT, and we've already missed this H4 CRT, and I'm gonna go down to the lower time frame to show y'all this one. Yep, it just hit the 50%. So essentially, with the H4 CRT, there's a new 4 hour candle every uh, 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 9 p.m., 1 a.m., 5 a.m., and 9 a.m. Right? So we will be trading. What is this? Am I on a futures chart? Okay, I'm on a futures chart. But this would be it's 9:52. This would be the 5 p.m. candle on the Forex chart, but this is the futures chart. And let's see where this entry was at for this. All right, so price came outside of the 4 hour, then it came back in, it retested here, left the inversion, and came back to the inversion and retested again. You could have got in here. Then price continue lower. I don't see. There is a gap here. You could have got in here. And then my entry would have been here, but it wouldn't, it never came back to it. Nope. It never fully came back to it. But it gave plenty of entries because here's a gap. And here's our inversion. And it hit that inversion twice. And then TP is at 50% of that 4 hour candle, right? So looking at this, My phone is that dead. I was gonna say we could get in this. My phone is dead. Why is my phone dead? Oh my gosh. It's rejecting too. Stop loss above the candle. TP. We have a gap here. We got all of this to fill. A gap here and a gap down there. All right, my phone's on. I'm about to sell this. All right, so my entry was here. 58 point stop loss, which would mean I would lose $58. Let me see what it's saying on my broker, what the stop loss is. And I'm gonna actually put my stop loss here above the wick on the 1 minute. All right. Mine is an $8 stop loss. $8 stop loss. TP can be here. That's a 2-to-1. We could also fill in this gap, or we can come in and fill the whole candle. Let's see. Market has been dropping since market open. After it filled this gap, it came right on down. All right, I'm gonna do TB here. Okay, take the magnet off here. All right, almost a 3-to-1, still 2-to-1. Let me find this TP on my broker. We are up $5. Okay, Kaya. Okay, so on my broker, I don't know if you can see it, but I have like a gap right here. Right there. You can see that? Where price didn't fill in. It's just black, no candlesticks. I'm going to put my TP there. So looking here, it would be in this area. So then we have this gap here. Yeah, because if I do, yes, liquidity right there. Mine's look completely different. This is why it's important to look at your broker. So right there where that red line is, there's a gap there, and then both of those little wicks is right next to each other. I mean, it's equal. Okay, so it's an $8 stop loss. Let me show you. $8 stop loss. If you look at the red line, it's an $8 stop loss for $58 gain. So that's actually a 7-to-1. All right, so I'm gonna set an alert here. like this green because we're in it. I'm not afraid to lose $8. If it hits stop loss, it hits stop loss. Sheesh. Price has been dropping. Alrighty. Let's go to SPX. SPX should be moving like Nas. Yep. They're both coming down to fill this imbalance. I'm not gonna mark that up because it's moving just like Nas. I'm not marking up US 30, but I do want to see the US 30 weekly CRT play out. So last week was a tiny candle for US 30, and the weekly CRT did play out. This week on a Monday for all of these weekly CRTs to play out already is crazy. You know what? I think it just made equal lows. Hold on. So in order for the weekly CRT to play out, it would have had to sweep the low. Is that still says live? Okay. Oh no, I can't see the comments. They're supposed to be coming up on the screen. Okay. Let's go down to the 15-minute. It did not. Oh, thank you. So, okay, this was Sunday. Sunday, Friday. Okay. So I guess it did play out. Wait a minute. I feel like this isn't right. Last week, the 25th, and then this week. Okay, so price did run all of this consolidation and ran these lows. Came back into this gap here, and then this is where we got our big bullish move. Price is currently inside of this gap. I have to make sure that's right. Okay. So it's inside of this gap. If it was to get on top of this gap, and we do have these equal highs up here, we may see new highs for US 30. I need to see it get on top of this, like close bullish in this area. And then while I'm talking about it, I ain't gonna take it. I might just need to see how that goes. Let's see. Price crossing up. All right. It's cold. All right. Looks like Nas is still moving on down. Moving on down. Price rejected this little gap that we had here. Okay, let's go to GU. GU last week's candle was tiny because we had all of that consolidation last week. Looks like price came down into this fair value gap, this balanced price range here. Came down and did what it was supposed to do. Let's mark that up and let's see. Yeah, price is sitting just on top or just underneath it. Price get on top of that, and we can definitely buy it to the low of last week and possibly see. Nope, because it's already on top of, what am I talking about? Prices up here. Yep, it's about to hit. Yep, and it hit 50%. Weekly CRT move played out on GU today. The market was on demon time. It was out of here. Okay, out of here. Wait a minute. Let me mark up that high. I didn't even mark up the high because we could be going to the high. Okay. Okay. So with the look of things, we got a gap here, which it doesn't look like price is going to come back here because this is our, where are we? Okay, so this was our gap that price got on top. This was our low. This was our 50%. This was our high. With it being NFP week, the market could wick into like any of these areas. The market could wick here, the market could wick here, and then take off. Let's see. Okay, so we filled in this hour imbalance here. See that from wick to wick? Do it again. See? That filled it in and then pushed it up. So we could be going higher. This would be equal highs and a fair value gap. I would feel safer taking it here than up here. And price is right on that gap. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, yep. And we got equal highs right here on the 1 minute. My only thing is, let me see what this looks like. Okay, price didn't come to 50% of that 1 minute gap. Let's see if price came to 50% of this gap. Price is inducing, like it's not touching 50% of these gaps. Didn't touch it here. But we know that it filled in this imbalance and is on top of this gap. My only thing is, let me see. Is there news tomorrow? Let's do that again. It's 50 points. And this low, 17 pip low. It's a 3-to-1. I'm trying to see. I don't want to overthink it. I don't want to have analysis paralysis because we know it touched 50% of this hourly gap. Let's see, what is the dollar doing? Oh, the dollar's coming down to fill this. Yep, okay, we're buying GU. We are buying GU. 17 pip stop loss, can't beat that. I'm up $12 on Nas. And I think this is going to be all that I'll look at for tonight. And I'm going to go over, I caught a EJ trade, and we'll go over that trade, and then I'll be done for the night. 17 pip stop trying to do my risk management. Okay. Let me call this signal in the group. Hey, take that down for me, Sienna. Right here. Hmm? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know DJ was coming. Otherwise, y'all would have had it. It was so good this time. I loved it. Okay, so now that I'm looking at my broker, see, this is why I like to look at my broker. My broker hit 50%. Sure did on that 1 minute gap. See, I have to get, what is it, NT5 together. Like, I love how TradingView looks, but it's nothing like being on your broker and making sure that your trades are accurate. Now, where did I see that gap? So 1 hour. 1 hour. I'm trying to find my stop loss and my TP. Now, since this already hit, this is going to be TP1 and this is going to be TP2. Because we already hit this 50% and price sold off, and now it's moving back up. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to mark it up on my broker just so I can see what's going on. Okay, wait a minute. Look like Nas is getting some type of bullish action from this 5 minute gap. Let's see. All dead on the 50%. I don't see any other gaps to send it back down. I'm probably about to close this. It created a price balance range. We got an inversion and a fair value gap here. Didn't I say that should have been my TP? Okay, let's look at. I was up 14. Now I'm up 3. All right. While I was doing that, let me finish marking up GU. Gotta find my stop loss. Okay, here we go. Stop loss. All right, looks like it's coming back down. All right, let's see what happens here at the balanced price range. Gonna mark it up. If it gets underneath, then we know we're good. If it rejects and goes higher than this area, then I'm going to be taking out my stop losses at entry. Now, so this is why I like 50% fair value gap. Y'all just saw this live. They just instantly give you a reaction. So even if you're just trying to catch a couple points, catch some points off that gap. That was a nice 60 points right there. All right, so we're still going to be in that. My alert is still set, and my stop loss and TP is set for GU. We finally come down to this little gap right here. All right, and my stop loss is below this low. See, it's just 16 pips, and I'm actually, like I said, this is TP1, and up here is TP2. All right, so let's go over EJ. I caught this buy back up here to close this gap on EJ today. EJ been paying me nicely, okay? I caught this. I'm trying to see how I caught it because we don't even have a weekly CRT play yet. Oh, let's see if it's gonna go higher. See if EJ gonna give us some more money. Pay me, EJ. Pay me, okay? Let's see. Okay, so I opened up my chart, and this is what I saw. I saw this big, huge gap here. Let me show y'all my entry. All right, we up $16 on Nas. Perfectly. Y'all see that? That big, huge gap, and my entry was right at that gap because this is what I was taught. Shout out to Tracy Esco, my mentor, certified snipers. Okay. He doesn't say in post correction continuation. I got that from Jessica Lane. Shout out to her. But in post correction continuation. So when price gives me this big old gap, I put my rectangle there with my middle line, wait for price to come in at 50%, and I enter. So you see, let me show you again where my entry was. You see it? Right there near that 50%, okay? And I knew that I wanted to see price come up here and close this gap, and it came and closed it to a T right here. Now, it didn't fully close until after market. I got out here. I got out right here. It actually did this and then came back up and then did this little consolidation and market's about to close, and I was like, I'm just gonna take my money. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be fooling up with the market today. And I made $199 on that trade. Okay. So let's see if price is gonna come up here to the 50% and we can get some more. Okay, so we have another gap here. I am going to set an alert, not right on the gap, because I want to see when price gets to the gap. I want to be there and then see what happens. I'll see down, create. All right. So let's see if we can catch. Oh yeah, we have liquidity here. We have these here. There's a gap here. And then price didn't fully fill in this gap here. Here to here was that gap, and it didn't hit 50%. So we might be able to get a nice stretch on EJ. Yep, so I would like my entry to be here. TP1 would be here, 50% of the weekly CRT. I just want to see if price hit. Yeah, price hit that. TP1 would be here, 50% of CRT, which actually is more than enough. More than enough. So I'm not even going to think about trying to take it up here. It's 300 something pips, which would be great too. But here is a great take profit, 50% of our CRT. So this is what we like to see on our weekly CRT. We like to see price come below, run all that liquidity, and then come above. Is broke this structure, left us a gap. So this is actually a perfect continuation move. So I definitely want to catch that this week. And I think that's going to be it. Let's see what's going on with Nas. Nas is reacting at this gap again. All right, so this is exactly what we wanted to see. Price came underneath our balanced price range. It dropped lower, came back and retested the price balance range. Oh yeah, we gonna get this $50 tonight, and I'm gonna do a withdraw tonight. I actually withdrew my profits earlier today. I had a little dollar something loss, but I withdrew $250 earlier today. Let's get this other $50, and now we have GU and Nas running. GU and Nas running, and I definitely want to try to get into EJ. GU looking like ugh. Okay, so let's mark up the dollar real quick, because it ain't finna play me. Don't play me, because I will close this trade early and tell them to close it. Okay, so price definitely ran liquidity. It ran last week's high, and it ran the week before high. All right, so actually we need price to come inside of this weekly CRT range for it to continue lower. It looks like it's just on top of it, like it's one of those retest and then continue higher. Let's see. Price already filled all this gap in. It was definitely a lot of consolidation last week. Did price fill this? Price didn't fill this imbalance in here. Nope. So it's a possibility that price could come down there. Why? What is this gap? Asia opening gap. Okay, that's what that is. Either way it goes. What time was this? This was Monday. Okay, it's consolidating. See how we got that nice gap right here that price reacted from and took us lower to our week highs. Okay, we have a gap here. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. And a gap above. Hmm. We have liquidity right here. These two candles right here. These two right here. Definitely equal highs right here. Let's see. There's a gap here. There where price is at. Okay, so what I need to see is for price to close underneath this gap and then come down and fill this and preferably come here before continuing higher so that my GU trade can buy. Okay, so let's go back to GU. Okay. All right, so we're getting some type of bullish reaction. Uh-oh. Where was that gap at? 15 there. Okay. Okay. I see a gap here and I see a gap here. So, where are we on the scheme of things? This was last week's candle. Price hit 50%. Today was really bullish on the pound. Let's see, what's our H4 talking about? I also see a trend line right here. Oh, wow, that's off. Yeah, price is really bearish today on the dollar. Ooh, we look at that wick. That's crazy. But on the daily, so this line right here is our weekly high. On the daily, price closed below our weekly high. And then today, as you can see, let me move that, it gapped up, right? So price closed Price closed here, and it gapped up when it opened here, which is why we have this gap. But there's no guarantee if price is going to fill that gap right now. So I'm just trying to see what price is going to do here. So this is a price balance range. We got a gap here and a gap here. I'm just trying to see. I want to make sure that was right. I might actually tighten up this stop loss. What do we got? We're in a 30-minute candle. So price is getting lower and lower and lower. It's only 17 points. It's 17 pips. It's only 17 pips stop loss. I'm going to leave it be. Let's see what's Nas doing. Nas keep reacting at our 50%. It better not want to start consolidating. My stop loss is at entry. So if it does decide to turn around, we're good. She was talking to Kaya, Joe.
That's what I'm doing. Nobody was talking to you. What did you not get?
Okay, y'all done? I want to just take my little $5. Cause what are we doing? Don't stop me out. I don't know. I don't know, Sienna. I'm out of it. Okay, well, EJ is looking very promising. So for sure, I'm watching out for EJ. We got our alert set on EJ. It bet not go off during London. I know that much. I'm gonna be knocked out. I didn't mark it. All of these are markups from last week. I just want to delete these charts. What's UJ looking like? Okay, weekly CRT play has not played out for UJ. It hasn't run a high or a low. USD CHF, we're at the high. Possibility that we can come and get a 50%, or it's just retesting the high and gonna continue higher. Not sure. Okay. We might have something else on AJ just like EJ. Let's see. I said I was done and I said I was done. I lied. Okay, let's see. Let's see what AJ looking like. Ooh, it's close to the 50%. It's close. Ooh, okay. AJ looking scrumdiddlyumptious too. Give me these gaps. Now, going to also set an alert on AJ. Pay me JPY. Pay me JPY. Okay. Alert. I'm going to move this up here next to EJ. Yep. I'm going to set my alarm for London session 2 a.m. my time. London starts at 3, just so if the alerts go off, I can get up and get in the trade. If the alerts go off, then I will come back and go live. Ain't no telling how I'm going to look, so I might not have my camera on, but we're probably gonna catch some of this stuff. GJ looks like it's almost at 50%. Let's see. Oh yeah, it looked like it probably hit 50. Yeah, GJ. Oh, GJ was nice. GJ was nice. I mean, on a Monday for this stuff to play out, y'all, is crazy. It's crazy. But of course, they was filling these gaps. So gap fill, price came, broke structure. Was that 50%? 50% to the T. That was a good trade. That was a good trade. hmm So it could continue higher if EJ and AJ is gonna continue higher. It should continue higher. See if we get a pullback and then take it to the high. But I'm not gonna mess with GJ. All these JPY pairs left these nice gaps. Okay, let's see what GBP CAD talking about. That's a nice gap too. Okay, so we have a weekly balanced price range down here. We got an inversion and a fair value gap. I'm just gonna mark the fair value gap. The weekly CRT has already played out. I can tell just by looking at it right now. It ran this weekly high and then came back and hit 50%. Man, this is crazy. There were so many setups today, but I can't be mad because I caught a good setup on SPX and EJ. Yep, there we go. Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So we definitely have liquidity right here. Not quite a 2 to 1, but it's definitely enough pips to set an alert and look out for this. Gonna set an alert here. All right, I'm gonna move that up. I'm gonna actually move all my ones that I have alerts on up. Let's see if Nas knocked me out. Nope, Nas is trying to consolidate now. It's like, it's 10:30. What you think was gonna happen? Now, this is another triangle pattern. You see, we got it here and here. It's playing back and forth in that little area. Okay, come on down and hit my TP. All right, Nas and GU. What's GU doing? GU looking ugly. But this is why we say it was just 17 pips. It was just 17 pips, guys. And it could be coming here and then decide to turn around. And since, let me look at the dollar. So I think I'm just going to close it early. Yeah, we're just going to close it early. Yeah, I'm not even going to let it hit the 17. Close. I'm going to tell them to close. And I would send a buy limit for EJ, but it's too risky. It's too risky. All right. Nas is moving on down. Nas about to hit TP. I like how it closed underneath there finally. So it did all this back and forth in between these two gaps. And you see how it's still giving me lows? It's still giving me lows. So it's just creating equal highs here, but it gave me a low here, gave me another low here. It's coming down. Let's fill this gap. Come on down. All right, so we're out of GU. I closed that. And we'll come back and see. Possibly may look at GU, but for sure, I'm looking at these at what am I looking at? JPY pairs. Okay, so I had this alert set for if it got higher, then it was gonna be a buy. But it did not get higher. Price. I would still like to see price spike up here tomorrow during a Asian session and then fall. But it's coming underneath. It's following Nas. It's following Nas, baby. Yeah, we got this liquidity here. I am freezing. Like, it was one hot day, and he decides he wants to put the air on it, and whatever he put it on, it's on Antarctica. I'm cold. Why it look like TP hit? Why did my alert go off? TP did hit. Y'all, why my alert didn't go off? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. This is what I be saying sometimes about these alerts. I don't like that. I didn't even get a nothing. Like, I don't like that. That just gave a nice big bearish move. I'm still in a $37. I told you I put my TP down here by this liquidity. So let's move it because I had a whole like open gap. Okay. Whole gap. Again, my stop loss is at entry. Let's try to set this alert again. I don't understand. Now y'all just sat here and saw that, right? Y'all saw that. Trading view. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. All right. Before we get off of here, let's check out Trump. Wait, what is this? This green. AU. Oh, that was a nice one. Hit this gap nicely. Well, actually hit this fair balance price range beautifully. All right. Gold did what it was supposed to do. Gold is at all-time highs, though. Now, what was that? I just got some type of noise on my phone. Oh, we might be able to catch gold. Okay. All right. So this is our last week. Gold ran last week's highs. Let's mark our high and low. And 50% of the range. Alrighty. That's what we want to see. Price made a lower high. Let's see, did we get any kind of gap? No kind of gap, but we want to see price come back into the range, and then we will take it down to 50%. First, kind of want to be careful because gold is on a bullish run. So we do want to be careful of this area. Mm, yep, it's there on the hourly too. All right. Let's see what we got on the 1 minute. All right, so this was Monday. This was Monday evening. Price came up. It did not give us a new high. Okay, we got a gap here. We have a gap here. I'm actually going to get into gold now and sell it down to that 1 hour fair value gap. All right, I'm in. So we have this fair value gap here. Uh-oh. Here, here. See, price already tested our high and bought up from the high. Price hit this fair balanced price range and dropped. So we can expect price to continue going lower, and I'm going to take it here to this hour fair value gap. And I did notice, okay, price already filled that, so yeah, here to this hour fair value gap. I'm not even going to try to take it to the 50% because it could hit 50%. I mean, it could hit this hour gap and then buy. And with gold, you don't need much. Yep, it's 60 pip take profit for me on that. I'm not $60 take profit for me on that. And then my stop loss is going to be above the candle that created that gap on the 1 minute. So this is what it's looking like for me. Price is right at my entry. Stop loss. Stop loss here. And TP here. It's a 9-to-1. It's $7.60 stop loss. $59 TP. Okay. So we ain't tripping off of $7. All right, let's smooth this up. Let's move this up and Nas up. Let me look at Nas one more time. All right, Nas is still moving. Still what it's supposed to do on our gaps. All right, let's take a look at Trump. I'm not about to pull up another chart. Where's my Trump coin? Trump coin, Trump coin. So I said Trump coin was going to hit $16, which it did right here perfectly. And now it's giving us everything that we need. We have this consolidation, price range consolidation, broke structure bullish because this was our last point that took us to this low. Prices on top of this inversion. All right, so it broke on top of it. Looks like it's retesting it, and also inside of this fair value gap. Okay, so price could stay and bounce around in between these two, but for sure we want to continue to see price go higher. Our next gap. Hold on, let's delete some of these. All right, so our next untouched gap, we had a gap here, which price touched it. Our next untouched gap is up here in the $25 range. Let's see what we got on the hour. Okay, we got a balanced price range here. We got a fair value gap here and then an inversion here. So our next area, $21. We want to see price get to $21. And then we want to see price get on top of $21. And eventually the goal is to get back up here to $79. For sure, I think we're going to be at 100 by that 3 month period where they can start taking their money. And while gold is playing me, let's see. Let's see if I can get a better entry. Price is back at that gap. Price is back at the gap. Let's see what it looks like on a 5 minute. All right, we got another gap here on the 5 minute. And looks like price might just touch it. Nas is moving down. All right. So I'm going to actually move my stop loss on gold because I don't want to get stopped out. And it's still just 11 pips. Okay. So I moved it above this 5 minute gap here. All right. And let's check Nas one more time. Nas is inside of this fair value gap. TP1 was hit on Nas. And my stop loss is now in profit above this candle right here. All right. All right. So we've been on here for about 2 hours now, hour and a half. We got some good markups. Definitely looking for some JPY trades and Euro CAD. Okay. JPY, not looking at US 30. I don't know why that's yellow. All right, so EJ doing what it needs to do. We needed to sell so that we can get into these buys. Okay, so Eurocat and GBP cat sells, EJ, AJ buys. And that's going to be it for the week. Yeah, wow, look at NZDCHF. This weekly candle already. What in the world happened with New Zealand and Swiss franc? Already did 76 pips this week. This is gonna be a wild week. Okay, let's see what we got for news tomorrow before we get off of here. Tomorrow, February the 4th, Tuesday, we got USD Jolts job opening at 10. Okay, so that's about it. And some NZD news at 4:45 tomorrow. Okay, so let's see what we get. These alerts better go off. I'm definitely about to set my alarm for London session because I feel like it's gonna be on and popping. So come join me at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. Central Standard Time, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because as you can see, my alerts don't want to go off for some reason. Literally hit TP on here and the doggone alert didn't go off. All right. Have a good night, guys. See y'all later. Oh, hey, Alec. Just see your face on here. Oh, I forgot to go back to the chart. What's up, girl? I'm back. I think I'm first time. I see your live pop up. Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, we got to get this together because I need to see the the comments. And this is crazy. I switched from here. Okay, so let me show y'all these real quick before I get off. Okay, so this was our TP1. TP did hit. My stop loss is here now. My stop loss is in profit. Now we are looking for sales on EuroCAD. We want to see price come to 50% of this 1 hour gap. And then we are looking for buys on EJ. Want to see price come 50% to this 1 hour gap. Looking for buys on AJ. Want to see price come to 50% of this 1 hour gap. And then sales on GBP CAD. Want to see price come to 50% on this 1 hour gap. Okay. So that is what we are looking for this week. So tune in London session and let's see what we can catch during London. It's 9:57. This Nas candle looks like it's closing towards the high. It looks like it might be trying to take me out. I hate when I'm up. I was up $29. I'm still up 20. And it's like, should I take it? I want to take it and run. Okay, let's take it. Let's take it. All right, gold hit our stop loss. And we got TP on Nas. And I'm going to leave Nas be until New York. Okay, let's see. Gold hit our stop loss, but let's see what happens here. Price already did that. 1 hour. We got 2 hours left in this candle. Price ran the high on this 4 hour and came down and hit 50% for sure. But we're trying to catch the weekly play, right? And on our weekly, price ran our high. So this is why we're supposed to wait until price comes back inside. But I was trying to catch it at a good. And this is starting to look like some consolidation. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to figure this out to where this chat pops up on the screen. Let's see if anybody said anything on TikTok. They should have been seeing the screen. Okay. Nope, it's bedtime. Brush your teeth. Put y'all phones in my room. All right. I'm getting back in gold here. Price is coming underneath that gap. Let's sell it here. Stop loss. It's going to be here. And then TP. All right, that's a 14 pip stop loss for me. Let's see. Short. Entry is right here. Stop loss here. TP yet again on that 1 hour fair value gap. All right. All right, so it's 10 o'clock. That 1 hour candle closed as a doji, but it closes as a doji up on the upper side. But it did close underneath that gap. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so I think I would leave this up, but it's 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to go to sleep. So go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when I upload or go live. And come back with me. Tomorrow's Tuesday. London session. Let's catch these London pips. I think EJ is going to give us what we need during London, and I don't want to miss my entry. All right, so we are toggling on our entry for gold. So when we come back for London, we'll see what happens with that one. All right.